I remember it distinctly on a Sunday morning, sitting here watching one of the early graduation ceremonies, and it just hit me, and I just knew that God was telling me that's the kind of man that you want to be, the kind of commitment, the effort, the striving for what those guys that had gone before me had done.
I was definitely the bottom rung in my group, and that was okay because I had all the benefit from that. If I'm ill-equipped, if I feel like I'm incapable, all the more reason to do it.
It was really tantamount to a seminary experience, from systematic theology to church history to textual criticism to ministry practicum to biblical counseling. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. And I have friends that were in seminary at the time and at times would say, wow, what you're doing, it's sometimes even more than I'm doing in some of these regards. And I will tell you, I loved every minute of it.
To be 100% honest, it was challenging. There were times where I'd start the week and go, I don't know how I'm going to get this done. But God was gracious every week, and the challenging parts of it were actually some of the rewarding parts of it.
The return for investment from 3 years participation and being a part of the spiritual leadership program was application. Application to every aspect of my life, to be a more bold and courageous disciple and ambassador for the Lord Jesus Christ, and to be a better husband, a better father, a better brother, a better worker, a better neighbor, and a better friend. And the opportunity to serve Christ in all phases of my life, as I said, there's no separation between the spiritual and the secular. And so the spiritual leadership program truly impacts every phase of your life. And it has in my life.
We desire for men to grow in the areas of doctrine, discipleship, and devotion, to be more equipped, be able to serve this precious flock, and to be able to be with the people and be more equipped for not only for the church, but also for my family. We're able to apply the words of life to the issues of life because we believe that the word is sufficient and authoritative. You're protected from being a theological tadpole, which meant you couldn't just have a big head with no functioning hands. And on the other side, it protected you from being an evangelical jellyfish, which protected you from just being a Christian without any theological backbone.
I had my ideas about what the program would be like. I will tell you, I was blown away once we started. The program was more robust than I could have ever imagined.
What was it really like? One word: outstanding.
Now I'm able to, be an elder in training, at Kindred Community Church, and that wasn't even a goal. That wasn't even a thought in my head, but the class, the program, and of course just the grace and mercy of God through all of this has really taken me through these steps. And I'm thankful that Kindred, the eldership and the leaders have saw me fit to be able to, potentially step into this role as a future elder at Kindred.
My wife has said that she feels like she's been married to 3 different men. I'll borrow from her words during our spiritual leadership graduation ceremony. She stood up and gave testimony that the first 10 years of our marriage, she considered me to be Thomas 1.0. And she said that she always loved him, but I made it difficult for her to always like him because there was a lot of sanctification that still needed to happen in my life. She said the next 5 years, she saw God work by His Spirit in me and answer her prayers. And she said that she feels like that was Thomas 2.0. And him she always loved, but found him a lot more likable. But she said that the last 3 years of our marriage up to that point, which were the 3 years of spiritual leadership, she watched God produce Thomas 3.0. And she said she not only loved him, but she found him incredibly likable and wanted to spend the rest of her life with him.
The fruit produced by the spiritual leadership program for me has been life-changing. I went from a man apathetic in his faith to a man who's driven, a man who desires to do all things to the glory of God.
I would say to the man that's thinking about applying this program to, first off, seriously consider the commitment. But I do commend you first and foremost in your desire to serve, to grow in this area. And then pray. Please do pray and ask God for discernment.
Becoming a part of this leadership program will in fact change every aspect of their life. It is a life-changing, eternal investment.